Hi, guys. How are you today? Okay, we got a really good show planned for you today. We got a lot to talk about. Last night, I saw that documentary called The Housewife and the Hustler, and it was pretty good. It was really good. Actually, I really liked it. We're going to talk about that because they go into detail about how Tom has gotten away with this for so many years, how Tom and Erika have gotten away with it for so many years because she knew all about it. We'll talk about that in a minute. And then we're going to talk about Dorit and Lisa Vanderpump's latest beef. I mean, 2 years ago, LVP worked on Housewives of Beverly Hills 2 years ago, and they're still fighting about it. And then we're going to talk about how Perry, for no reason at all, decides to come up with his own hotline. So ridiculous. We'll get into that in a minute. So let me go ahead and play my opening intro and allow more people into the room, and then we'll get right into it. Hi guys, how are you? Hi guys, let's start out by talking about Perry's hotline. So ridiculous. Okay, so there is this. I have a stalker. She's a nurse. She's a nut job stalker, and she had made this hotline for Sharrell World victims. It's so crazy, right? She made a hotline. If you feel victimized by Sharrell, go ahead and call this hotline. And so me and John were talking about it on my backup channel. And we just thought, oh, what a nut job. We kind of laughed about it. Like, what? A hotline? You must have a lot of time on your hands. That's what normal people would think. Like, this is crazy. This is insane. What's wrong with this woman? You're a nurse. Don't you have patients to take care of? But not Perry. He thinks, hotline. What a brilliant idea.
Yeah, I thank her. The whole thing is
this. So ridiculous. So he goes on Sharrell's way last night. I am not making this up, you guys. I'm not making it up. He goes on Sharrell's World last night and introduces his hotline. It's going to cover both my channel and your channel. It's like 3 social media combined into one. And he's really sounding like a lunatic. Okay? I love you, Perry, but I'm just saying how you sound. Do you know he got over 100 calls last night? And how many messages? And he has to reply to them all because he said, I will reply to them all.
Right.
Did your fingers hurt?
Well, no. I mean, I actually do apply. I do respond to all of them. Okay. But the whole thing is this. It's much easier because I had to do the same thing before. I like to go to Instagram.
100 people called you last night.
Right. Now, the phone calls, text me, please. Just text me.
Oh, now you're not taking phone calls. Now you're taking text messages.
But what I'm going to do, though, is something different. And then I'm going to have my hotline show. That's when you can come on and talk about it, and we'll talk about it.
The only thing I liked about that dumb hotline is that you get to text message a bunch of people at one time. And so like this morning, we have so many stories. We can't get to all the stories. Maybe you could text them and tell them what we're missing. But all of that call for advice, first of all, you're not a doctor.
No, I'm not.
Second of all, I've seen you make so many mistakes. Should people listen to you?
Yeah. But look, the line is for everybody, even myself. When they call, they might give me advice. And I want people to call me when they, decide they have a story to say or anything they want us to talk about. At least it's an avenue where we can communicate.
Harry was like up all night.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it's okay though.
Let me display your there's your number. There's this number to his hotline. He calls it Perry's hotline. And he got this idea from a stalker. Okay. Just wanted you to know that.
I'd like to thank her for the idea. Some people do it for. I mean, some people do it for attention. Perry's doing it just so.
Perry, what if you start getting hundreds? I have 291,000 subscribers. What if you got 291,000 messages? You will reply to them all?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. You heard it here.
I will.
I would suggest everyone go watch the show at Sharrell's Way. Oh gosh, I was crying laughing. Hotline Perry told Sharrell she could call in for advice. I mean, and Wendy, it gets worse. He was up. People called in with crazy questions. This is private, right? What they say. I'm not going to say what they say. Well, they had crazy questions, and he had to reply to them all last night while I was sleeping. And I feel well rested, by the way. How do you feel, Perry?
I'm a little tired, but you know what, though? It's going to be okay. It's just the initial go through. Yeah. We'll be fine.
You're tired? Leave Perry alone. I can't. I have 291,000. It's almost 300,000 subscribers. And he wants you guys to text him and then he'll reply,
See, look, the lucky thing, not everybody out of the 300,000 got something to say. It's just a few people. I mean, look.
Perry, 100 people called you last night.
They're there for me, and I'm going to be there for them.
All right. All right. You heard the man. There's the phone number right there and the hotline. Give him a call. He will keep you updated on all of the latest gossip and handle any advice problems you might have.
I can't solve every problem, but damn it, I try.
So let's go. Oh my God, I can't with my husband. So let's talk about The Hustler, The Housewife and the Hustler. It's a documentary about Tom Girardi and Erika. And I thought, I don't want to see this. What more is there to talk about them? We've talked about all there's talk about. No, it was actually very, very good. I liked it. So we know before it came out, the rumor was that Erika Girardi was upset because in the documentary was going to be two of the thirstiest housewives of all time. No, shame to the housewives. Perry, you got to go get a secretary to take important messages now. It's so ridiculous. He was up all night, crazy cat mom, all night. I woke up and he was like, I was like, what are you doing? And he's like, I'm answering my messages. Did anyone call you? He goes, about 100 people. It's so ridiculous. Anyway, so it was very informative. It was very, very good because you think, what more is there to know about this case? So they actually went into detail. First of all, they showed pictures. I love pictures about Tom back in the day that I thought was unrecognizable. I mean, I didn't know this is Tom when he first started his thievery. Does he look recognizable, Perry?
No.
He really didn't to me. But so here's the thing. And I hope this makes sense when I say this. You have the human race, right? Within the human race, it breaks down into different races, right? And then you got and then within that race, you've got like black people. There's smart black people, there's dumb black people. Then that breaks down and it even goes down to criminals. You have smart criminals, you have dumb criminals, you have charming criminals, and some that are not so charming that are jerks. At the root of this, of his personality, Tom Girardi is extremely charming. Okay, I know, don't shoot me for saying it. He just is. If you got him in a room one-on-one and was talking to him, he's very charming. Number two, he's brilliant. He's just smart. Why couldn't you use that for a better cause than to become a crook? But this is how he got into that. And I always thought, what did he do? How do you just blow people off from us? So this is what he would do. He would take these big cases, right? And he would go up to you and he would say, hi. And I'm going to specifically talk about the Joseph Rugamez case. Okay. A pipeline had burned out of their control, burned up the whole neighborhood. Remember, his girlfriend passed away. A lot of people lost their lives. His whole body was burned 90%. He's in the hospital. He goes up to him. He has his resume on hand, all of his newspaper clippings and articles. You know who he is. Everyone remembers the movie Erin Brockovich. So right away, there's nothing else really to say. You go, This is a big time lawyer, right? That works for the little man because remember, he won the case for the town of Hinckley and Aaron Brockovich. He goes up to you. He says, I'm going to take care of you. You don't have to worry about anything. You go, great. Because, you're suffering either physically or mentally from whatever bad happened to you. So you think, okay, he's got it. You see his power in the courtroom. He's friends with lots of judges, and he's known to be the lawyer in LA. Hollywood, whatever. So after he wins your settlement, he goes up to you, and this is specifically the Joe Rogan's case, and he says, that's a lot of money to have. It'll be hard to deal with if you don't have money already. Most people who suddenly come into money don't know what to do with it. Let me take that money for you and invest it. I'll put it in another account, which will give you automatically a 6% gain each year. And I've heard of rich people doing this, right? Break you off some payments, monthly payments, while the rest of your money makes money for you. I would have done that because I'm sitting in an office with all of his plaques on the wall. I know who he is. They made a whole movie about you because I thought, well, how did these people get tricked out of this money?
Perry wouldn't have done it.
Huh?
I said Perry wouldn't have done it though.
You wouldn't have did it?
See, that's what me and you would have had our problem.
Well, why?
But go ahead.
It's Tom Girardi.
No, I get that part. But when a person the reason why they're suing, they need the money. But you can call it charm. I could call it con artist. Right? It's just different things. I don't know
what I'm gonna do with Perry.
What I'm trying to say is I wouldn't have did it for this because really, you need the money. I don't need somebody to tell me, well, most people when they get money, they would just don't know how to handle it, but let me handle it for you and just give you a pinch out of it, just a little bit here or there. Well, if we're talking millions of dollars and you're giving me $2,000 a month, come on now.
Well, Deb agrees with you. She's saying he's a lawyer, not an investment firm. So she wouldn't have did it either. Well, I could see how people could get caught up. Erika was looking for a dry piece of change in her pole dancing days. Stepdad Tom came through. Listen, she right. What else did I learn in that documentary? I learned that Howie lost a lot of his money. Okay. Of course, he bought unbelievable things. 2 airplanes. 2. One was a jet or something, whatever. 2 big ticket items. Of course, everything. He was really, really, really in love with his wife. I believe that. I think that they loved each other. I don't believe the divorce, but we'll get to that in a minute. He invested money into Erika's non-existent career as if she was Mariah Carey. Now, we all know when you go into the music business, everyone signs that first shitty contract like TLC did, and you have to get out of it somehow. And you all sign that shitty contract. You go on tour. You're on a regular bus. Mariah Carey has a big luxury bus. You start from the bottom and work your way up to the top. That didn't happen with Erika Girardi. He was investing money into her on tours. Listen, being an artist is expensive. Stage presence, dancers, wardrobe, the whole 9. As if she was Mariah Carey. So look, he bought her everything she wanted. He invested into this non-existent career. Then he also made the smart move of putting politicians and policemen in his pocket. That's smart. Let me tell you why it's smart. It's always smart to have a politician in your pocket because, if you got something really big going on, they see that it happens for you. Also, if you were to get in trouble for anything and you go to complain, who are you going to go to? So there came a time when Joseph Rugamez realized Tom Girardi is a crook. And his mom said, but they didn't know where to turn. Do we go to the police? We just seen him at dinner with the police chief. Do we go to the other judges that talk to him and make deals with him behind the scenes? Do we go to his fellow coworker? What do we do? This is how he got away with it for so long. He paid off the right people. And then I'm looking at this. I'm like, oh, he's charming. He seems, a good guy because he's not hateable. I'm glad they showed the victims because this makes you realize that there were true victims on here. Joe Rugamez showed a picture of him Let me show you after he got burned. And this brings it all back home. 90% of his body burned.
Yeah.
Tom took his money
and
gave it to his wife.
Gave it to a trick.
For a music career. A non-existent music career. And also he was doing this before they went on the show. Then when they got on the show, you know, she really took off. But all that cost money. Still on the show, they're flaunting their fortune, fame and fortune. You know, now I need more money because now I'm on the show and I really got to keep up this facade. And it just kept spiraling out of control, especially with the Lion Air case, the plane crash victims. A lot of those victims on the plane were adults that left children orphans when their parents died. They spoke to those victims. They spoke to the San Bruno fire explosion victims. It's just a terrible thing. And yes, Erika is a gold digger, but let's go back, guys. I'm not speaking up for Erika Girardi. I have better sense than that. I'm saying that she's likable before you knew what was going on. She's charming. She seems down to earth when really she's not. And I tell you why she's not, because they also said at sometimes she was served, at some point she knew what was going on. Also, she worked for him before she became Erika Jane. We got a super chat here. Let me see. It says, not just trophy and awards. He also had a self-portrait life-size painting in the main conference room of his office on Wilshire. I have pics. I couldn't believe how pathetic the man is. I mean,
I agree.
I would say this, Wendy, and tell me if you agree. And you don't have to give a super chat to agree. I'll read it. Tom comes across extremely confident. Like he knows what he's doing. He's just
just like most scammers. No, I mean for the most part. And let me tell you something real fast. I mean, you don't say it a couple times. I mean, you ain't got to say, I think that Erika really loved him. Look, I just keep it real with that whole part. She was in love with his finances, in my opinion. In my opinion. He was just in love with the way how she looked and the sex. So that's
okay.
No. I'm just saying. So I mean, we don't get into they both loved each other kind of deal. And
I felt like, you guys tell me in the audience if you think I'm crazy. I felt like he adored her. He loved her, and he loved having something nice looking on his arm, so he can impress the other older men. And she liked whatever happened between midnight and 3 a.m. I'm just saying that's my opinion with that part. But I mean, and trust me, she knew because, like, trust me, most tricks, that's what I'm just saying, for example, aren't dumb. The ones who can lead a pole and go up to a mansion smarter than what you think. Of course, she knew everything that was going on in that damn house, in my opinion. Especially when she worked at the law firm. You know how it operates. You know how it works. Things like that. You knew. So, but she wanted this certain lifestyle. She wanted to be famous. And essentially, that's what he paid for. In the meantime, right, while she's getting more and more famous, people are not getting their payments that he said he would give to them. So they're calling and he would give these excuses like, well, Judge Perinelli, he was one of the judges in the cases, said it wouldn't be so smart for you to take out that much money at one time. He kept giving them excuses that made them think they were making the better choice for themselves because this is what rich people would do. Does that make sense? Right. So he would say, the judge said this. Now, the judge ended up it came out later after he got caught, saying, I never gave you advice for that. But this is all a part of the lie, how he kept people going on. They would have bad things happen in their life. They can't call you 24 hours a day. And then, you might get a payment here. You might not. You might get it a week late. You might not get it at all. So he made it last for 20 something years.
He took their money and lived off of it and gave them the interest.
Basically. There you go. There you go. Yeah. And never once did they get their money in its entirety, including the Lion Air plane crash victims. It just went on and on. There were some nurses for now we know Erika was upset about this documentary because she didn't want them to interview two of the low-level housewives, which is Danielle Staub and Dana Wilkie. And I will say, she said it was crossing housewife code, allegedly. This is what she said, that you don't do your coworker like that. And I can see where she's coming from. Like, if another blogger gets into trouble, would you come out and speak on their behalf or against them, or just say anything about it, Perry? Do you get where she's coming from?
Well, no, I get it. I mean, it's a thing I had to learn. I mean, no, I try to stay away from going at any other bloggers or whatever. Yeah. I mean, it's still a code there. It's hard to do sometimes. But however, though, like with this, I can look at it a little differently, just in a sense, because like now these two people, if they knew this back in the day, should have said something a long time ago.
They're just, look, everyone knows that Daniel and Daniel Wilkie will do anything for camera time and a little shine. But the good news is it didn't hurt the documentary too much. They just said their few pieces, but really it was the story of how it happened and what went down that made the documentary so good. I mean, you guys got to go check it out. If you haven't seen it, I don't want to tell too much, but it was very, very good. And do you think Tom Girardi is a brilliant mind? I know you hate you don't like what he did.
I mean, trust me, you got to give him. He's smart. He's just using it in a foul way. I mean, because if he was stupid, he probably wouldn't have been able to pull this off.
Yeah.
So I'm not
paying judges off, politicians, things like that. We've heard of these rich people doing it all the time. Mm-hmm. It's nothing unusual what he did. And they pay millions of dollars. Like, you might donate, I don't know, but what's the guy, the politician that lived here that all the Republicans love? Something Adelstein. I can't remember, but he has a big casino. I think he passed away. When they donate, and they get special privileges from these politicians. This is how he could get away with it for years. Think about it. Do you know a commoner that sued someone, won a judgment, and never seen the money, and then you report it to the bar and nothing happens?
Right. So it seemed like a donation, but really it's a payoff disguised in that donation. Because you paying, when they go to these politicians or whoever, they paying for a service that these people going to do for them. Either flip this law to their favor where they make more money, or go out there and make sure that this never see the light of day, like get rid of stuff for you. So it's a donation, but however, it's a payment.
And Dinner's Ready said that Adelson, that's his name. He was a big time casino owner. Don't ask me which casino he owned. And I heard that he single-handedly almost funded the Republican campaign. I don't know if it was Mitt Romney or Donald Trump, it was somebody like that. But my purpose in bringing him up is that when these rich people donate to a campaign, it's millions of dollars. So he was doing, that's it. Sheldon Adelson. Thank you, Vegas girl. Thank you. That's it. Yep. Is he still alive? I mean, I just remember.
I think he passed away. I think he
passed away too. So Tom Girardi was doing a Sheldon Adelson and just funding. Was it Government Newsom's? I don't live in California anymore. Their governor, smaller mayors. He was just in politicians' pockets. And that's what you do for special favors. That's another reason he got away with this for so many years. So he's giving these people these crazy excuses that sound reasonable to me. They sound reasonable. Mm-hmm. And then when you realize you're getting railroad, you can't go to, I don't know, the bar. He's got friends there. You can't go to the cops. Got friends there. Who do you go to? So that's why he got away with this for so many years. And how he got caught is the Lion Air's case when he tried to stiff the lawyer in Chicago, out of state. So he wasn't paying those people off. That's how it all came to an end. But if that big time lawyer lived in California, he would still be doing it till this day because he knew who to pay off and how to get away with it. And I almost said, "Oh, well, dang, Tom, I'm sorry you got to go to jail, for so long." Oh, also, they showed pictures of his latest deposition. And to me, let me just put this picture on the screen. He looks like an Alzheimer's patient. Let me see. I mean, he's such a crook. You can't believe anything Tom says. It's just, but he didn't look like the average Tom. Doesn't he look just older on this picture and like he might be suffering from dementia? That's fake. That is fake. I don't know why he looks like an Alzheimer's patient on here to me, but he doesn't look like the vibrant Tom that we are all used to. But don't believe him, people. He's a con artist.
He wants you to see him that way. So, people can look sad and not really be sad. People can look stupid because they figure, well,
what did he do, Perry, to get this look? He really looks down and out. What did he do different?
Well, it's stress. I mean, don't you be stressed though.
Oh, you think he's stressed?
No, he's still stressed because he's not off of it. He's still going through all this legal stuff.
Yeah.
But he's doing whatever he can do, just to try to convince people of losing his mind. And he he got to walk in. I'm sure he represented people who had the stuff and see how they look, and he tried to duplicate it.
Let me put a before picture up. This is how we're used to seeing Tom. He looks nothing like that decrepit man in that picture.
Right.
He is such a con artist.
Take that picture. Okay, take that picture. It's two different things though, right? You see on this picture? Who he got on his arm right now, right?
Erika.
So it's a happy moment. He shaved up, did whatever, put a smile on his face because he
doesn't have those shaggy eyebrows.
Well, yeah, I know. But see, that's how you go. I mean, nobody want to go to court fresh shaven if you acting like you got mental issues. Okay.
Yeah. Jenny says the Botox wore off. I think she's right. Oops, sorry, guys. But anyway, yeah. Thoughts on how he got away with it, paying off politicians, lying to people. They also said at some point she knew that she was served twice by the Rugamez, Erika, and asked to testify, and she didn't. So let's just say, for the sake of this argument, she didn't know in the beginning. She knew at some point, and she used his money to. I'm gonna put up a before-after picture of Erika. Before the nose job, after the nose job. She was caught up in the life of being this glamorous rich girl, and going on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills made it worse because now you really have to show money on that show or people are going to call you broke. So it's a lot. But you guys got to check out the film. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I was shocked that I enjoyed it. It was very good. It made me I didn't feel sorry for Erika before. I didn't. I started to like Tom when they were talking about him being all of his accolades. I was like, wow, the guy's smart. Are you okay?
Yeah.
I started to like Tom when they was describing all of his accolades and all of his accomplishments. No dummy can do that. But then when they showed the victims, I came back down to earth and I was like, that's rightfully their money. They got that money because of a tragedy and you had no right to take it from them. And I'm just thinking right now, people hate Erika. She's probably going to be one of the most hated housewives. But if she did something like gave a concert and gave it towards the victims, if she helped try to raise money for the victims instead of fighting to save her assets, she might not be so hated. But she's fighting people tooth and nail. A person that had 90% of his body burned and he needs the rest of the money for operation, and you're fighting him tooth and nails so you could have Gucci shoes. She's handling this all wrong. She needs to get a PR person and tell them how to, also after seeing, after this video, I'm 100% the divorce was for a part of their plan once they got caught. And I think that saying that he cheated was also to turn public sympathy towards Erika and not, have her go through what he's going through. But we didn't fall for it. It didn't work. That's what I think. And not only, and then you owe Tom. She's not running around with a new guy and all that now. She owes Tom for changing her life and giving her a career. And you knew how you were getting the money and you got to pay the price.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. Let's take some comments. Let's see what other people are saying. What's wrong with my mouse? Okay, I'll hurry. The cheating thing backfired. It really did. It really, really did. Everything was planned over COVID. I totally agree with you, Amy. Mm-hmm. It was all structured and, it's all crazy. Erika knew just like Teresa. She did. I agree with you, Sandy. Another comment. They said that Erika's richer than Tom now. Yes, that was also in the documentary. At one point, when the guy in Chicago, the attorney, sued him, the judge froze all of his assets. So now literally he doesn't have any money. He gets a small percentage a month, very modest, but Erika has way more money than him now. Love to watch you guys all the time. Thank you so much. Tom looks like Anna Nicole Smith's old husband. I feel bad. Let me put the picture up one more time when he was giving his deposition. Now, I remember I just did a video the other day talking about how he doesn't want his brother to be his conservator anymore because he said they don't see eye to eye. Look, he let like Jenny said, he let the Botox wear off. So we got these frown smiles right here. You got the bushy eyebrows that he used to never go away with. Thank you for the super chat, Lady Di Rose Hana. I like that name. Thank you, Lady Di. This is all a scheme, you guys. A scheme. Tom's so smart, though. I think he might get away with it. And what I mean by that is he might not go to jail. He might go to some posh mental institution, some posh retirement home. I just don't see Tom in prison. Do you, Perry?
Well, no, at this point, maybe he figured, and I hate to say this, but maybe he figured if he could stretch it out for a year or two, then he would be going somewhere else, maybe. He's
definitely going to stretch things out. So that way he gives them more time. He's already 81, 82's around the corner. If he could just stretch it out a good 5 years, is that bad? I feel terrible. Now let's talk about this Dorit and Lisa Vanderpump argument. Okay. It's really making me mad. Let me tell you why it's making me mad. I am definitely team LVP. We heard it. I can't even talk about it anymore. Everyone knows about it. Team LVP. But for some reason, these women won't let it go. Okay. So Teddy Mellencamp has a podcast. Okay. That's probably a snoozer. No offense to you, Teddy. You got to make your money somehow, but you got to be entertaining, okay? To have a podcast. You're boring. You suck. So what you're doing is you're bringing on all of your friends that hate Lisa Vanderpump. And what do they talk about? Lisa Vanderpump. For what? Clicks and views, in my opinion. And then they say in the interview, I don't know why she won't let it go. You're the one talking about it. Okay, yeah. Shut up. So according to Dorit, she ran it to Lisa Vanderpump and the two didn't speak. And she said, she made it very clear she doesn't want to be my friend. This is what, and we keep apologizing. People, how many times have I said this on this channel? Just because you apologize does not mean things have to go back to the way that they were. Okay. Especially if you wrong me. I'm glad you realize that, you're a bad person for what you did, but that doesn't mean I have to forgive you. I can forgive you, like not think about you anymore, stop talking about you, live my own life.
Right.
But it doesn't mean that you and PK come back over for dinner. They said they had dinner once a month. I don't want to see you anymore. So I understand where Lisa Vanderpump is coming from. She does not have to forgive. She does not have to get back in your life. Okay, Kyle, she can continue to go to dinner with Kathy and not you. Is that bad, Pierre? Isn't that how forgiveness works? You're sorry for what happened, but it doesn't mean it returns back to the way things were.
Right, exactly.
I don't get it.
You get it. And I think you get the part that they need her for a storyline, whether it's on a podcast or whatever. And they can't let it go that they would never be her. So,
oh my God.
It's the envy. It's the envy of it all, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
She can go off and stop doing anything. Vanderpump Dogs, stop doing everything. They would still bring her name up.
They won't let it go.
They could never be like her, and they're obsessed with her.
Look at what Jackie said. Dorit can kiss my big toe.
That's right. That's right.
Let's see. I missed another one. There was one I missed. They're going so fast. They are still trying to make money off of LVP's name. Well, thank you, Josie. You're right about that. So right. So what was said in the interview? This is what was said in the interview. Let me get to it. Did I erase it? So Dorit says that we have apologized till we're blue in the face. Elisa remains bitter. She's not accepting our apologies. And she made it very clear she doesn't want to be friends with us. And at the root of this is, drum roll, please. She's upset because she lost control of the situation. The entire dog situation. She thought that it was going to go down one way. And when it backfired on her, she took it out on us.
Wow. Yeah.
I don't even know. I can't even yell. I can't even yell anymore. Okay, well, okay, if you want to think that's what happened, if you want to think that this is all Lisa Vanderpump's fault because she lost control, 100% control, that was her exact words of the situation, overlook the fact that you guys tried to gang up on me and fire me. Don't look at that part, Don't look at the point that you brought it up. You kept hounding on it, Dorit. Okay, you and Teddy and all of you guys, you wouldn't let it go. Even after she apologized, even after she tried to talk things to you guys, then fine. That's how we're going to look at it. We're going to rewrite history. This is all Lisa Vanderpump's fault. I don't care whose fault it is at this point. Stop talking about her and she'll quit talking about you. Perry, are they going to stop?
Nope.
They're going to keep talking.
Look, the reason why they won't stop, because without saying their name, you just walk right past her. Melican, whatever her name is. If she's not talking about Lisa Vanderpump, who's listening to her? Not a damn person.
Yeah.
They need her back, and they want her back on the show because they like her around, because she brings the attention that they strive to have in their life.
I don't know what it is. Let it go. They don't even talk about Denise this much. Leave LVP alone. Maybe you're right, Perry. Maybe they're jealous.
Not maybe. Yeah.
I just wanted to go away. Just stop. Let's talk about Tom Girardi. Let's talk about Erika, okay? Mm-hmm. And how they're not really friends to her either. Because on the last episode, she sent her good friends. Now, remember, they're bonded. Pinky swear for life. Remember, a text message saying that she's divorcing Tom. A text message? You don't want me to ask you any questions? Like, does this have to do with anything with you guys running out of money? Like, why are you guys getting a divorce? I want to know. It makes no sense. Let's take a couple comments. Same reason Danielle and Dana was on this documentary.
Exactly.
It's so funny. Let's see what's it's coming off as an obsession. You are right, red lipstick hustler, Lily.
Yeah.
It's coming across as obsession. Let's see what my girls say. Hi, Andrea. How are you feeling?
What's up, Andrea?
Can you how is after your surgery? Can you see us?
Hell, you being funny.
No, we get the check.
Does your eyes hurt?
Well, I had surgery on this eye.
Yeah.
And I haven't had surgery on that eye, so everything is still like
blurry.
That. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Where's your Michael Jackson glasses? Okay, I'm gonna stop messing with you. All right. First of all, what do you think about Perry having a hotline?
You know what? I thought it was a joke at first. I really did. I thought it was a joke. Last night. What? Until this morning when I heard this is for real, I said, well, I don't blame Perry. If everybody else can come at you with a hotline, get your own hotline.
Yeah.
I mean, I it was crazy. I laughed. I said, Perry is off his rocker.
Let me ask you this, Andrea. If Tom Girardi didn't pay off those politicians and the cops, do you think that he would have got caught sooner?
Yeah. But it's so sad that the way they did these people and got away with it, and all the people that they paid off, You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
Just
yeah,
crooks, just
yeah.
crooks at its finest, you know.
But I want to
And
ask you a hard question. Is Tom Girardi a likable crook? He's charming.
he's a likable crook if you get something out of the bag too.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, do you think he's smart?
He's very smart. Look, he's got away with all the stuff for years.
Yeah, yeah,
Have you ever seen a dumb crook?
yeah, yeah, yeah. On that
Yep.
show, I almost got away with it. Those are the
Yeah.
dumb ones.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they are
yeah.
locked
Yeah.
up.
I mean, I was starting to like him when they were going over his accolades, just all the things he accomplished in his life. But when they brought back the victims, I came right back down to earth. And some of the victims were orphans.
Yeah.
Like,
Greed.
give them their money back.
But he
Yeah.
has so much greed.
Would you like Erika if she made an effort to pay back some of the
You know what?
victims?
I would like Erika if she came off her high horse, had empathy and sympathy in her heart. It, saying sorry is very easy.
Yeah.
But Erika is up on a high horse that these people don't think they did anything wrong.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the crazy part. In their mind, they did nothing wrong. It's not them. It's you. It's the other guy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Are you going to watch the documentary?
I just got through watching it.
What did you think of it?
It was good. It was good because I wasn't concerned about the other two housewives making a statement. I was concerned about when the mother and the other people were talking, and they laid everything out.
Yeah.
They laid his behavior out.
Yeah.
They laid her behavior out.
Yeah. Did she come off? Wait, Crazy Cat Mom says, love you, Andrea.
Thank you, baby. Hey, thank you.
And we're glad you could see us. Did you, I should stop playing with you. Did you feel compassion for the orphans, the guy from Indonesia?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. My heart went out to all of these people. All these people. So did you see how burnt that guy's body was? And the doctors say, not only was he burning on the outside, he was burning on the inside too.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
I'm going to take some more calls. Do you want to stay on the line,
Yeah,
Andrea?
sure.
Let's just try to take these last three. Hi, guys. How are y'all?
Hey.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Hey.
Yeah, I can hear you, Corey.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, thank God, because I've been having some internet issues lately.
Yeah.
So
which one of y'all seen the
can't get over
documentary? Who saw the documentary? Who seen
I haven't seen it yet.
Okay, Corey, what did you think?
I saw it.
What did you think, Corey?
It was wonderful. It was the best thing. It was the best breakdown news has done today. And they dug deep and hard and all of that. And the guy that had, I think it was 20% of his body burnt.
90.
That really got to me.
Wow.
Yeah, that got to me too. Yeah.
90.
Kimberlana, did you see it?
I did not. I was wanting to know what channel is it on? Like
It's on Hulu.
Hulu.
On Hulu. Okay.
Yeah, it's called
I'm gonna
The Housewife and the Hustler. Let me ask you this, Corey. Is Tom Girardi likable? Is he likable? His personality.
I used to like him. I used to like him. But now I don't. Because I know him for what he is.
He's very charming. But if you look at what he did, like you have to be a monster to steal from orphans. Who does that?
Sharrell, one thing about Tom that people forget, Tom knew how to use the right words to people.
That's right. So I want to say this about Mr. Tom. Now, Sharrell, you know I already have my theory about this whole situation.
And I believe it, by the way.
Thank you. And what I'm feeling is, like Andrea said, Tom is likable because he made himself likable. He was setting this whole situation up from Jump Street, from a long time, from the first, I'm going to call it a hit, from the first hit to the last hit. He knew exactly what he was doing with these people. And my feelings about this whole money situation is, You know, in his mind, okay, I'm gonna get millions from this, right? From this lawsuit. I'm gonna make my own millions, and then I'm gonna get millions from my client. So in his mind, instead of putting my millions in some type of investment and risking my money, I'm gonna take their money and I'm gonna use their money. And
well, let me ask you this, Kimberlana, and I want you to really think about it. Let's say you were a client and you won millions of dollars, and he came to you and said, "Let me invest your money." Now, come on, I would have did, because if you're sitting in
my feelings about it, can't nobody take care of my moolah, my lajo, my dollars better than I can.
What about you? What about you, Lisa?
Huh? No.
What about you, Lisa?
Kimberly, telling the truth. Can nobody take care of my money but better than me? No.
Not. Let me say this. It's not about, okay, so here's the thing. Now, you know, you don't just talk to one person about your investments. You supposed to talk, there's a million investors. I'm not, you know, I don't believe in really putting my money with the person that I'm already dealing with on one level. I need to deal with somebody else on another level. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because that person has become too familiar with. I just try to think ahead of stuff, and that person they've become too familiar with that person. You know what I'm saying? They know everything about their clients as attorneys, everything. So
you know what, Kimberlana, you're very, very smart. Your whole thing, the way you figured out how they both were in on it, how it's a setup, how Tom will look at you as a victim before you even realize what's going. He might meet you at a party and be like, "That's my next victim right there." He's very calculated. After read this super chat, I love you guys so much. Thank you for always bringing us the 411. Lots of laughs. You make a day working from home. You make a day working from home. Thank you so much, Tracy. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Tracy.
That's true.
He's very calculated is the word that we're looking for. He'll see a victim and I'm going after him. And paying off those politicians was one of the best things he ever did.
Yes. You have to set when you trying to hustle people like that for big money, you got to make sure that if you get, first of all, you want to get all the players on your side of the board. You know what I'm saying? To make sure that, first of all, ain't nobody going behind you and checking your hand when you're moving.
Yeah.
So, and that's why it took so doggone long for this to catch up with them.
Yeah.
He almost got away with it.
Yeah.
If all of those people didn't come after him, like many was coming, that's why he got caught. If it was one, you know, I think he went about it and he was being way too greedy.
Yeah, that's it. He shot himself. Yeah.
And then
if Erika the housewives.
Right.
Lisa, did you have something to say?
Yeah, I mean, this stuff, I mean, these some greedy folks. I mean, I mean, you ought to see, when you first saw him on Housewives, he was looking at Lisa Vanderpump. He said, "Oh, y'all, they're so nice." He would kind of play them too. But Lisa Vanderpump ain't going. You know, Lisa Vanderpump ain't going with her horns, baby. You know, she ain't going with her horns.
Remember that time?
Go ahead, Kimberlana.
Remember that time when they were sitting down at the table when they went to dinner with Lisa and her husband?
Yeah.
Remember he called Lisa out? He looked at her. He said, "See you, you're sharp." Remember that?
Yeah, he did. Yeah. He did say
he was reading them because of their money.
Oh gosh, you're right. You are so right. All right, you guys are getting a lot of calls. Corey, do you have any last words?
Okay. No, Kimberlana just said what I was going to say about the alligator on the side.
Yeah.
You're fine. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Corey. Thank you for calling in. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Kimberlana, you hit the nail on the head. You're a very smart woman. You really are.
And then his wife put it out there to the other chick. See, Lisa, she's a sniper from the side. See, they both. That tells you right there. They both had some bedroom talk about Lisa and her husband. They was talking about them.
Yeah,
they said it at different times.
This was a team effort. It was a team effort.
That's what I'm talking about. They were trying to go
LVP,
after Lisa now.
right? But
But Lisa
LVP
too
didn't play
sharp.
the part. She
No,
didn't
didn't.
walk into the trap. She didn't walk
No,
into the
didn't.
trap.
Nah,
She
baby,
did.
huh? She
Right.
don't look for her
Anyway,
money. See,
thank you,
Lisa got
Kimberlana.
to do it.
No
Look for her
problem.
money, baby.
Y'all
You're
have a
very
good
smart,
one.
very smart. Thank you for calling in.
All right,
Bye,
bye,
Kimberly.
baby.
That girl
My
is sharp.
baby.
Thank you, Lisa. I
love
appreciate
her.
the call.
I
Take
love
care.
you.
Bye-bye.
Do
All right, take care.
the line. Do the line, honey. Do the hotline.
Okay.
I'm about to give me a hotline too.
Oh,
I'm gonna
yeah,
do the
that's right.
hotline.
Yeah. That's right.
Take care.
That's the only way to go.
I love you.
All right, take care.
Oh, I
Okay,
got rid of
take care.
Andre on accident. She's gonna be mad at me. Oh my God. I
That's
keep
because
hitting.
you love me so much.
Take care. Thank you,
Bye,
Lisa.
I love
All right,
y'all.
bye.
Sorry, Andrea. And I also
That's
kicked out Dorit. Dorit, please call back. I hit the wrong button. I'm sorry.
That's okay. But the thing, but the thing
here she
about
is.
it, but the thing about it,
Hi, Dorit.
Hi,
Tom
how are you?
knew the right words to use
So
on people.
I was watching the first half, and then I popped on to see you. I was always wondering what Danielle Staub had to do with Erika Jane. Turns out that they worked together in the strip club. I was shocked.
Oh,
Listen, this Kimberlana just said something that makes very good sense. And you tell me if you agree with this, Dorit. When Tom Girardi meets you, he's analyzing you, looking you up and down, determining what kind of person you are. Do you agree with that?
I absolutely agree with that. He's a snake in the grass. He's as affable as Bernie Madoff. You know, they smile in your face.
Yeah. But did you admit from seeing the first half and seeing all of his accomplishments, he's a brilliant man, isn't he?
You have to be brilliant to be able to pull off something like this.
Yeah.
But what I take from this is that he basically invested in Erika Jane, into her career. And before she got on to the Housewives, he was investing in her career, and he wasn't getting money. He wasn't getting payback on his investment, quote unquote. So I believe all the money went into her.
Yep.
And
her and the politicians, you got to pay big when you want to keep them in your pocket.
Politicians and it's Erika Jane, and she knew. She had to have known. I mean, if he was pouring all these millions into her career, which was going nowhere until she got on to the Housewives, you know, she definitely knew where the money was coming from.
Well, let me ask you this. Does that mean that the divorce is a part of the plan so she doesn't get dragged in?
Well, absolutely. You know, it also says that they didn't have a prenup. She married him on the spot. Country club one night, they pulled a judge that was there and married them, so there was no prenup. So she was walking out with either everything he had or nothing, and she probably just wanted to just walk out hands clean from the whole situation. But you know, that's not going to happen because it's going to come to pass that she definitely knew about it.
Here's the interesting comment. Heather McDonald says he also paid off the California bar. The bar acknowledged that there were mistakes made. Unfortunately, none of them are still there. Emily D. Baker broke it down. Did she break it down, Heather? I didn't. I mean,
But something else y'all have to realize. Not only was Tom smart, you have to understand Erika is pretty smart herself.
What makes you think Erika's so smart?
She got street smart.
What makes you think she's street smart?
What? Because you know what? She pulling off of this. I don't know. I'm. You know. I can't believe this is going on. She's street smart. Okay. Tom may have book sense, but she got street smart.
Do you agree with her, Dorit?
Oh, she definitely has street smarts. You can't be stupid and work as a stripper.
Yeah.
Well, from what you've seen so far, Dorit, do you love this? Do you like this documentary?
So far, I like it. It's intriguing.
I love it. They broke it down in layman's terms. We all knew that Tom did crooked things, but to explain how trying to get people to invest their money, that is just
ridiculous.
Calculated.
They were investing into Erika Jane. They didn't know what they were investing on. And he was probably counting on making money on her career.
Exactly.
And and there was no payback. So that's when it started to spiral out of control.
If they wouldn't
when she got into the Housewives, it was spiraling already.
Yeah. Well, do you think if he would have just kept conning people in California, he would have got away with it? But when he did the lawyer in Chicago, that was the beginning of his downfall. Do you think he still could be doing this today if he kept it in-house?
No, eventually blows up in your face. Look what happened to Bernie Madoff.
Yeah,
it's the same thing. Eventually, you run out of fuel, and you hit the wall going 120 miles an hour.
Yeah, yeah. Whew. All right, Dorit, finish watching that documentary because it was excellent.
All right,
thank you for calling in. Bye-bye.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Sharrell.
So, Perry, I'm going to call your hotline when I'm bored.
Hey, that's a good idea.
But you go to sleep early.
Take care, Dorit. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Take care. Okay.
Go ahead, Andrea.
When they was going through Erika's house and she was showing them her clothes and her shoes, and she was talking about the two airplanes. One is just for private use, and the other one is I want to carry a crowd of people with me. It was just like she was bragging. You know what I'm saying? All those shoes that this woman had, all the clothes that this woman had. Now, she was bragging. She was really bragging.
Well, did you see this part of the documentary? Do you think you could live an average life again? She said, sure, I could. I wouldn't want to.
She's a lie. She's a lie.
She said, I wouldn't want to, but I could. You don't think she can?
I don't think she can. I don't think she can. I don't.
No. That's why she'll never say an apology or anything like that, or even give you a hint that she had something to do with it.
Correct. Of course, you could find the documentary on Hulu. It is excellent. If you don't have they make you have a subscription. I think it's $14 a month or something like that. But I would get it for 1 month if you don't like Hulu. Watch this documentary. It was really good. It really filled in the blanks of how he did and just how smart he is and how charming he is. And you would leave walking away thinking she knew. She knew. And especially after when they subpoenaed her twice. She knew.
Yeah.
So
yeah. But think about this. Think about this. You lived on $1 million a day. $1 million a day. You spent $1 million in 2 seconds every day. You think that you can go back to average living?
Yeah.
No way.
Hold on. Someone said something. Sharrell's World. You could watch free for a few days. That's right. If you don't have Hulu, they give you a 7-day trial period or something like that. Get the trial period, watch the documentary, decide later if you want to stay on Hulu, but you got to watch it. It was really good. Also, you guys, I have to bring this up again. Perry has created a hotline to keep you guys updated on all the latest gossip. He even wants you guys to call in if you have any tips. And then even worse, he wants you to call in if you need advice.
I mean, sometimes you can just pick it up and say, hey, Perry, how you doing?
And if you just want to talk to him, go ahead. And now you're not taking calls anymore. You're taking text messages, right?
Well, see, the text message, I think because the calls, I'm doing other things, but I can go through the texts while I'm doing some things or when I'm doing,
Okay, call if he doesn't pick up text. Okay. And he says it's free to sign up. You got to sign up and then you're on his list. And
we're gonna call him Dr. Perry. We're gonna call him Dr. Perry.
Or you could call to give him advice.
Yeah.
Look, Sharrell, we're gonna call him Dr. Perry. Dr. Perry.
I'm no doctor. I'm no mechanic because I get a lot of questions.
I gotta hop off because I gotta come back with my afternoon story. It's gonna be really good.
My number though. Hit Perry's hotline.
Yeah. What's your phone number, Perry?
It's 702-553-3288.
It's on the flash down here. It's again, repeat it again.
702-553-3288.
Here's the last super chat. Stephanie's going to keep it real. That housewife should call Perry.
Yeah.
I cannot. Listen,
they can call me for free.
Shocked that 100 people called Perry just from last night. It's insane.
Look, all of them need some help. They need Perry's help.
No, but you know what? No, I mean,
Look. Someone put your hotline up there.
But check it out though. For real, most people that call they just say, "Hey, hi. We just chatting. We just hanging out. We just a little small community in Perry's world."
Everybody needs somebody to talk to. Everybody needs somebody to talk to.
Now, but you are going to keep them up to date on gossip from Sharrell's World channel, right?
Well, yeah. No, the whole thing it was this.
Don't forget to do that. Can you at least do that?
No. That's the whole thing. I'm gonna do all that.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep them updated on what we got going on, and then for them to drop it in this one spot when they have ideas on what we should do. If they got some
show ideas, hit up Perry.
If they got some hot tea that we don't know about, let us know first so we can talk about it. Just
look at this.
Hotline.
I gotta go. You guys are crazy. Look, who was the first caller? That's Bobby.
Bobby was the first caller.
Perry's good friend.
Yeah.
All right, you guys. This was a good show. We recommend watching that documentary on Hulu called The Housewife and the Hustler. It's gonna fill in a lot of blanks and make you feel more sympathy for the victims. Orphans, guys, come on. Stealing from orphans is horrible. All right, on 3, let's say bye. 1, 2, 3. Bye, guys. Bye.